We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello all, myself Dr. Shanti Verma. In this lecture, I am going to discuss decision analysis model by analytical modeling and OLAP analysis. Let's first discuss the learning objectives for this session. To understand the concept of analytical modeling for decision making, understanding OLAP and its components. Now first, let's recall the concept of the decision support system. Decision support system DSS are computer based information systems that provide interactive information support to managers and business professionals during the decision making process in any organization or business. DSS uses analytical models, specialized databases, a decision maker's own insights and judgments, and an interactive computer based modeling process to support semi structured business decisions. Now, let's discuss the components of Decision Support System DSS. Uh, a, for explaining this diagram, I am following the bottom to top approach. In the bottom, you can see there are different types of databases. For example, operational data, market data, sales data, and customer account data. From these data, different types of databases, data management functions are defined. Some data management functions are data extraction using queries, data validation used for using constraints, sanitation, integration with the forms, and the replication of data. The model management functions in the above data management function, there is a model management functions. For model making a model, there are 2 types of modeling techniques, that is the analytical modeling and the statistical modeling. Before above the model management function, there is a user interface function that supports the hyperlink linked multimedia and the 3D visualization of the dataset. And in the most upper layer, there is a legacy softwares, web browsers, and other softwares that are used for user interaction. For any customer, the top to bottom approach is used for any decision support system. Now let's discuss the decision analysis by analytical modeling. Decisions needs to be analyzed for conditions and assumptions. The process is executed through analytical modeling of problem and solution. The model is analyzed in analytical modeling using 4 ways. What if analysis, sensitivity analysis, goal seeking analysis, and goal achieving analysis. Let's discuss all these analysis. The first type is a what if analysis. In what if analysis, the activities are observing how changes to selected variables affect the other variable. For example, what if we cut advertising by 10%? So, advertising is a one variable, then what would happen to the sales? Then sales is another variable. In the what if analysis, we have to observe the effect of the one variable on the other variable. In this example, we have to check what is the effect in the sales when we cut the advertising by 10%. The second is a sensitivity analysis. In sensitivity analysis, observing how repeated changes to a single variable affect the other variable. For example, let's cut advertising by 100% repeatedly so we can see its relationship to the sales. The difference between what if analysis and sensitivity analysis is that in what if analysis only one time changes should be observed, while in sensitivity analysis the repetitive changes are observed. The next is a goal seeking analysis. In goal seeking analysis, making repetitive changes to selected variable until a chosen variable reaches to a target value. For example, let's try increase in advertising until sales reach to a specified target set by the company. So, in the goal seeking analysis, we have to make a repetitive change in a selected variable till that we achieve the target. The last is the optimization analysis. In optimization analysis, we have to find an optimum value for selected variables for a given certain constraints. For example, what's the best amount of advertising to have our budget and choice of media? So here budget and choice are the constraint, and with this budget and choice of media constraint we have to find the optimized amount of advertising. Now let's discuss the different behavioral concepts in the decision making. You know that the behavior of a manager affects in the decision making process in any business. The personal values also affects in the decision. The position and motive means the choice of tools of the manager also affect the behavior. So there are different factors that are affecting the behavior of managers in a decision making process. Even though tools, methods and procedures are evolved, the decision is many a times influenced by personal factors as behavior. So, the managers differ in their approaches towards decision making in the organization. They can be classified as two categories. It should be noted that two managers behave differently in a same organization. For that, there are uh, two tasks that we can check for decision making in behavioral concepts. First is the achievement oriented. In the achievement oriented, the managers looking for the excellence and always opt for the best. Endeavor to develop all the possible different alternatives would be specific and thus more rational. Weigh all the pros and cons properly and then conclude. So, with using all these behavior concepts, the achievement oriented approach is used in decision making. The second is a task oriented. In the task oriented, looking for the completion of the task somehow. The managerial behavior is a complex mix of the personal values, the atmosphere in the organizations, the motives and the motivation, and the resistance to change. So, if the attitudes and the motives are not consistent across the organizations, the decision making process slow down in the organization. It should be noted that the attitudes and motives are the important factors for any decision making. Now let's discuss the OLAP. The full form of OLAP is a online analytical processing. OLAP enables managers to examine and manipulate large amounts of detailed and consolidated data from many perspectives. So it is a one type of database analysis. OLAP involves analyzing complex relationships among thousands or even millions of data items stores in a data marts, data warehouses, and multidimensional databases to discover different patterns and trends in between the data sets. It provides fast answer to the complex queries. Now let's discuss the architecture of OLAP. OLAP is a one type of server that deals with multi-dimensional databases. In a client PCs, there are different types of data sets in different formats, means either in the spreadsheet or clients using a statistical package or web-enabled softwares or a OLAP softwares. The OLAP server is responsible for retrieving data from corporate databases and staged in an OLAP. The in corporate databases, there are different types of databases, operational databases, data marts, and data warehouses. The main responsibility of OLAP is to handle the complex queries and give the result quickly. Then let's discuss what involves in OLAP. The first is consolidation, means the aggregation of data. For example, data about sales office can be rolled up to the district level, and district level data can be rolled up to provide a state level perspective. So the first involvement is as a consolidated, means aggregation of data district wise, uh, state wise, etc. The second is a drill down, the reverse direction and automatically display function. For example, the sales by individual products or sales representative that make a region sales total could be easily accessed. The next is a slicing and dicing. This is the ability to look at the database from different viewpoints. Slicing and dicing is often performed along a time axis to analyze trends and find time-based pattern in the data. So, if we have to find monthly trends or the yearly trends or the day-wise trends, so we can use slicing and dicing. Now let's discuss some OLAP examples. Common businesses are areas where OLAP can solve complex problems include marketing and sales analysis, database marketing, budgeting, financial reporting and consolidation, profitability analysis and quality analysis are the different examples. There are many more real life examples where OLAP is used in an organization. Uh, in this lecture, we have discussed the different types of analytical modeling in decision making, the OLAP techniques, and the behavioral concepts in the decision making. On the basis of these topics, I give you two questions as assignment. First, write short note and OLAP. Second, explain decision making by analytical modeling in detail. Thanks. If you like this video, then please like and subscribe and comment your suggestions. Thanks.